Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we get a chance to look at the final of these Black Hearts models, Micromania busts, and yes, I saved the best for last because, although you probably can't really tell looking at it through the bag, I'm sure you've read it in the title already. You can see it's a Carnotaurus in there, so maybe not the best to you, but to me, that is definitely the best as I am a huge fan of Carnotaurus, which I make known pretty much constantly on this channel. So as we take the parts out of the bag, you can see again we've got the standard base for all of these. Really cool that you get that base and it all matches up quite nicely to really make the entire set look complete and all look the same as far as looking like they belong together. And then we've got our Carnotaurus, and oh my goodness, does this look awesome. I am so insanely in love with this Carnotaurus already, and this is something that's really cool and actually quite different than the other previous Micromania figures, is that the Carnotaurus comes all ready together. There's no piecing it together. It does have the closed mouth. There's nothing to connect at all on it. It's all one piece already with this on here to slide it into the base and look absolutely fantastic. If I could just get it in there. There we go. So that is awesome. Let's get a quick closer look at it, and then we are going to paint this beauty. So again, the standard type of a Black Hearts models. Micromania bust, you can see it's got a very earthy type of a texture to it, with some vines or roots or something all over the place. Not quite sure how we'll paint that one quite yet. And then you've got this very nice top to it that gives it sort of an artsy type of an appearance, but at the same time a very cool prehistoric look with the earth type area. And then the Carnotaurus itself is off the charts beautiful. Man, this is so nice. This might be one of the best Carnotaurus statues that I've ever seen. It's fairly unfortunate that the only part we get is from the neck up. I'd love to see a full-bodied version of this, but look at how beautiful this is. As far as a bust goes, and a Carnotaurus bust, I don't know that I've ever seen anything better than this. Really, really nice sculpt work. I love these thick scales up here on the top, and then we get up here into the face, and it just looks fantastic, unquestionably. Beautiful skull shape, nice and thin, like you would expect on a Carnotaurus. Everything looks great on this. I cannot wait any longer to paint this and see what it looks like when it's finally done. So let's go ahead and get started on this right now. So here is my finished painted up Carnotaurus bust, and I actually am really quite happy with how this one turned out. I really am quite the fan of the paint scheme that I've gone with on this model. I think it really looks good on this model, so it's probably my favorite out of all of the Black Hearts model busts that I've painted so far, just because I think it looks really good on this particular model. Not to mention the fact that Shane Folk's sculpt kind of paints itself with just how beautiful it is. But again, now that it's actually painted up, you can really get a good idea of just how much incredible sculpt and detail is. Just look around the eye there. There's just so much going on as far as incredibly nice sculpt and detail around the eye area. And even down here in the throat, you can really get an idea of the Carnotaurus kind of turning his head to his right with the way the skin is wrinkling there and bunching up a little bit. And over here on this side, you can again see the same thing. But this side, it kind of looks like the skin is stretching as the Carnotaurus has his head turned quite a bit to the right. And you can definitely see that really beautifully portrayed here in the sculpt. In general, the scale work and everything is fantastic. You have almost an armored type of an appearance up here on the back of the Carnotaurus, and you can see that those trademark Carnotaurus bumps that run along the entire body of the dinosaur itself are really quite nicely sculpted out here. Really beautiful detailing and everything within. Along with the horns, you can really see just how nice the detailing and sculpt is on the horns of the Carnotaurus. Now that I actually have it painted up a little bit, I really think that it helps to show off the overall beauty of these busts. Once you actually get some paint on it, you can't help but absolutely love just how much incredible work goes into these. But also the fact that these are only around the $30 price range, so you can get an incredibly beautiful Carnotaurus bust right here for 30 some odd dollars, something like that. That is an absolute steal, and the good thing about this one is that this is already put together when you receive it. It shows up just like this. There's no pieces or anything to really glue together and patch up or anything, so if you are really new at resin models, I think that this Carnotaurus would probably be your best choice to get for your very first one as far as these Micromania busts from Black Hearts models, because there's no real assembly that you have to go through. You just basically have to assemble the Carnotaurus onto the base. That's it. But you can see every angle that I look at it with this Carnotaurus, it is just absolutely magnificent as far as the sculpt work goes. The nostrils are sculpted out really nicely. You've got some kind of osteoderms and everything here on the side of the cheek area. Really fantastic, very bumpy appearance to the top of the head as well. So the Carnotaurus is just extraordinarily beautiful. This is easily my favorite bust out of all of them as far as the sculpt goes. But in general, it just is a fantastic rendition of a Carnotaurus. And then for the base itself, I painted this one up kind of giving it like a forested type of an area look, and again similar to the Tyrannosaurus Rex one that I had done a while back, but I think it turned out a little different. And I painted the Black Hearts Models logo there once again in a different fashion than the previous ones, but I am definitely a huge fan of the bases. I think they do a great job on these as well. And then once you actually take your Carnotaurus and you slide him into the hole there on the base, which he goes in quite nicely, the overall set just looks absolutely fantastic. As far as the size goes on our Carnotaurus, if we go from the ground to the tip of the horns there, you're looking at right around the 6-inch range, maybe just a little hair under, about 5 3/4, or about 15 centimeters, somewhere in that range. So I think it's a really good sized figure, really beautifully sized bust. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, and you can see now next to him, you should hopefully have a pretty good idea of about the size of this. It's definitely pretty nicely sized, nothing huge or anything, but I really think that these Micromania busts are a perfect size when it comes to having a wonderful looking dinosaur collectible in a smaller, compact size, the type of thing that you won't have to pack up a bunch of stuff and put into storage just to display. And next to the Papo Rex, you should have a pretty good idea that these are really nicely sized. And for a final size comparison, here are all 4 of the Black Hearts models, Micromania dinosaur busts all together. Each and every one of these are ones that I built and painted, so yours really are dependent on you if you order it and build them and paint them. They are honestly just an absolute ton of fun, and you can see how cool each and every one of these look next to each other. These Micromania busts are absolutely awesome, and I am a huge fan of each and every one of these. I really am happy now to have the complete collection of these busts here in my collection, and I do believe they will actually be releasing more of these in the very near future. I believe the last time I heard there was a Triceratops in the works. I'm not sure which others are in the line that will be coming out, but I am super excited to see each and every one. And you can see now that these 4 together look absolutely awesome. So without question, if you are a fan of dinosaurs, these Micromania busts are fantastic choices to enter your collection. But if you have a slightly creative side, or you like to create dinosaur figures in your own vision, then these are definitely the type of thing you want to put into your collection. If you have ever considered getting into resin models, and trust me when I tell you they are absolutely awesome and so much fun to build and paint and customize, but if you've ever considered it, I think that these Micromania busts are the perfect way to start that out and give it your best shot at building and painting, especially the Carnotaurus, the one that we have just reviewed, because there is no real assembly to it. It comes already in one solid piece, so there's not much as far as patching up any type of cracks or seams or anything, or gluing it. There's none of that involved. However, once you get the Carnotaurus and paint it and you see just how incredibly awesome it is, trust me, 100% you will be hooked. You will be addicted then to resin kits, and then you can go ahead and take a shot at one of these others. You've got the Tyrannosaurus Rex, a Parasaurolophus, and a Styracosaurus as well in this line, and each and every one, they're just absolutely beautiful. Sculpted by Shane Folks, so you know you are getting one heck of an incredible sculpt when it comes to the dinosaur that you choose, or all of them honestly that you choose. But building and painting them is just so much fun. You can have an absolute blast deciding which color you want your dinosaurs to be and exactly how you want to mold them and shape them in your own vision. It is just the absolute best if you are a dinosaur fan. It is just so much fun. And these Micromania busts, like I said, they're such a great way to start out because they're smaller. There's not really much room to mess up on, as you really only have to connect a few pieces for the most part, except for the Carnotaurus, which you have to connect nothing on, and then you can build and paint in your own vision. So if you want to buy one of these or any of these, I will actually link you to each and every one of these in the description right now. So make sure you head down to the description, you click the link down there that will take you over to the Micromania section of the Black Hearts Models website, where you can buy either one of these or all of these for yourself and start building and painting these incredibly awesome resin kits today. And if you guys happen to do just that, please make sure that when you have images of your final versions, you send them to me or tag me in them somewhere, because I would really love to see how other people's dinosaur busts turn out when they go ahead and create some of these. I really love looking at other people's paleo art, so if you guys happen to buy any of these, build and paint them, definitely let me see some images of them, because I'd love to check them out. So again, check the description, follow the links down there to each and every one of these on the Black Hearts Models website. But before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.